it don't really matter.
All right, another Q&A with the main man.
Do you know what? Before we go on, I want to talk about something that's fucking pissed me off.
Come on, hit me with it.
So, Phil Viz, right?
Hmm.
Did you see that post?
I saw your post.
Bro, I had 4 clients send this to me.
Got it. So explain what it was.
So essentially, he puts a wrong fucking post that he talks about why if you're ill, you shouldn't train. You should just sit just stay at home, whatever the fuck, because he goes on about like how your digestion goes to shit, which then impacts whatever the fuck and SNS and PNS. And I'm just like, why? For one, like the whole like scientific shit, that's just fucking annoying. Because why have you got to over science every single thing nowadays? It's like it's fucking annoying. So that's for one. And two, like I had 4 clients message like, oh, surely I shouldn't be training. They're like, have you seen this? Like, I'm ill. Like, surely I'm doing damage by training. Like, it's counterproductive. I'm like, bro, you've got a fucking cold.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, and it's almost like people, they're not messaging you like, oh, mate, I feel really shit. Do you think I should take time off? It's more like, are you approving of me to take time off? So they kind of expect me to go, oh, yeah, take time off. Like, you're really ill. Like, you shouldn't be training. Fuck. Like, and it's more, use your common sense. If you feel ill to the point that you can't fucking train, and I'm sure we've had that chat before, like on the group chat, where, like, in reality, in all of the time that you've been training, how many times has there been that a time that you're like, I cannot go to the gym?
So I've been training 17 years. I would say, honestly, 3.
Right.
Yeah, like 3 times. I had it recently, like 2 weeks ago. I had it. I literally was shivering, but it's only one day. I had one day off.
One day, yeah.
About 5 years ago, I was projectile vomiting, and then another time, I remember having food poisoning when I was still a teen. I was like 18, 19. I had food poisoning, and all the boys went to the gym, and I didn't go. And it's weird. I remember it, but yeah, like fucking, that's it.
Yeah, and I think if it like, for one, if a client that's like really on it, yeah, and takes it, they're not going to ask me that. They'll just take a day off.
Yes.
It's the ones that you know that they're just half-assing their training and they're like, oh, I feel really ill, I can't train. And it's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, you do know that I've not got to fucking gun to your head. Yeah. Like, you fucking train or else. Bro, don't train. Fucking take 2 weeks off. Yeah. Take a fucking month off if you want.
But yeah, as you literally nailed it. There's a bit you said. It's like common sense. That's literally it, right? How ill are you? Because just saying you're ill, what does that mean? Does it mean that you literally you can't move?
Yeah, yeah.
Or does it mean that you've got a runny nose?
What's like the scale of like perceived illness?
Yeah, yeah. like if you're fucking 10 out of 10 ill, like you're on your ass, like yeah, don't train, cool. But if you got the sniffles, yeah, stop being a bitch. And as you say, it's like, if they watch this, I'm sorry to your clients, man, but like it's a certain type of client, isn't it?
Yes.
It's never the ones who are proper on it. It's never them. It's
no. And yeah. So I'm like, and this was it. And I said exactly the same thing to all of them. Like, just use a little bit of common sense. Like, are you that ill that you can't fucking go? Sure. But if you're not, just fucking get on with it.
I don't really want to like talk again because I can't tell you how ill you are or someone else is. But when I'm ill, I'll do anything to not be ill. I feel like people are almost trying to be ill. I feel like people like being ill. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was ill and I was literally shivering in bed 2 weeks ago. I was fucking shivering. I still went to the gym. Granted, when I got there, I realized I couldn't do anything. I did a couple of calf raises and then left. But what I'm saying is I had one day. I have clients, and I'm sure you do. I have clients message me and they're like, well, I got ill on Tuesday, so I've not done a thing since then. I haven't trained, I haven't done the diet. You're like, what the fuck? How are you getting so ill? Again, as I say, I feel a bit bad saying this, but I also don't give a fuck. Like,
nah, fuck
like, if you're like between the ages of like 18 to 40 and you're ill all the time, there's something wrong. There's something fucking wrong. Like, how can you constantly be ill at this? Like, do you know what I mean?
It's like, especially with training, I can sort of see diet because people like try and find ways like around diet, but training, you should want to fucking train. I shouldn't have to like beg you to go and train. Like that should be something you actually want to do and you actually enjoy doing. Almost like people trying to find like a way, like, around, oh, what can I do not to? It's like when you're at work and you're like, oh, how can I try like a little sneak, like to not go to work? Like, how can I call in sick?
Any corner that you can cut, you will. When it's something you really hate doing, yeah. Well, that's it. I think what we're tarring them with the same brushes as what we love training, and maybe we assume that they do too, but they probably don't. They probably have an Instagram account that's like Dave Fit, you know what I mean? And because they're showing their fitness journey, but they don't actually like doing it. They just like the clout that Instagram gives.
Yeah, but then you're not doing anything that hard in the gym anyway, so just fucking go anyway. You might
right. If you're shifting like 100 kilo squat, like you'll be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I was on my ass, I reckon I could 100 kilo squat. Come on. Like
it's like, but yeah, so that's fucking pissed me off. It's like a bit like not pissed me off, but it's a bit like, why? Just, is that really something you need to be bringing up?
Also, just because one bloke wrote it, Phil Viz, that doesn't mean that it's then gospel. It doesn't mean that it's the truth.
And Phil Viz, fuck him, he's an absolute fucking cunt, bro science. He's drugged up to the fucking gills half of the fucking time, that guy. He ain't got a fucking clue what he's talking about. All of his stuff is like bro science as fuck. Don't fucking listen to him.
It's like some people, like a bit like JP. JP is the best example of it. Whatever he says, anything he fucking says, all of a sudden, is all the people like that's it. And even he U-turns on so much of the stuff he says. Think about what he was saying like 2-3 years ago and what he says now.
Yeah.
So why are we so hell-bent on believing like these people? Like no matter what the fuck they say, like it's weird, isn't it?
And it's like almost people that those like science guys, if you try and argue with them, like if you say like, look, science says this, but personally I found this, they'll go, well, that's impossible. Science says this, so you're wrong. No.
Yeah, well, the thing is with science, you can find studies to suit your argument. Like,
of course,
for and against, you can find both.
Yeah,
like, people just cherry pick information and then just say, well, that's it. You know what I mean?
If every single time we felt a little bit shit, we'll never train.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't know if I'm ever 100%. There's always something like bad knee, bad elbow, sniffles, fucking bit of a headache. Like if you're waiting for the perfect time to do it, like fuck, you'll be waiting forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, should we get on with the questions then?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. There's one other thing as well. We're saying just off camera. Then, isn't it funny how you can lose the initial bit of weight when you're a bit ill, but look worse, right? So you lose. So I went from 300 pounds to 284 pounds, but I looked worse. Like I'm no leaner, and fuck it. Like people assume that like losing a bit of weight, you're going to look better, but actually that initial phase, how much shitter do you look?
Yeah.
Worse. And you had it you've got it as well at the moment.
So mine's not from being ill. Mine's from just like starting my diet, just from that initial deficit. Because I think when you're pounding the food, you're so much fuller. So that's what it comes from. It comes from that fullness. And when you kind of drop that initial fullness, you're still just as fat, but you're just not full anymore. So at least when you're heavier, you look big. Whereas you drop a little bit of like 10 pounds of fullness. I'm like from 275 to 265. I'm gonna look fucking worse.
Oh, 100%, mate. I noticed it. Do you know what I noticed it on my shoulders? When I dropped down in body weight initially, my shoulders, it's like they slope more.
Yeah.
When I'm full, my shoulders are like packed out.
Yes.
And then I looked in the mirror about a week and a half ago and I was like, oh my God, like, looks so shit.
I think you find that with clients as well, because you'll put them on a diet and they're like, this diet's not working.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I look worse. I look fatter. Yeah. I'm like, mate, no. But
I try and explain before we even begin the journey, like the journey. Fucking listen to me. But like before we even begin, I'm like, look, give it time. Like you ain't gonna be looking amazing after 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You're just not. Like, give it time. But yeah. But anyway, mate. Yeah, let's go into the questions. This is quite a good one to start with. What do you think about awarding pro cards at the Natty Bro show.
Oh, mate.
Go on.
Yeah, we spoke about this kind of, didn't we? Sort of on the group chat.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what's the point? Like, what do you gain? Where do you go from here?
Do you think that there's any of the guys that were given pro cards that could actually make a mark?
No.
What about that guy, Jace's client? Do you think he's any good?
No, he's too small.
What about Martin Winston's client? You know,
The physique guy?
Yeah.
Don't know. I don't really follow men's physique. The Jace's. I mean, look, men's physique potential. Like I again, I think men's physique is more like about waist size and things like that. So potentially, but you're still not going to stack up well against the top guys.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, mate. I feel like though, like there's such a difference between like genetic potential. Okay, so take someone who's like, okay, I'll use Martin's client. Nice dude as well. Like I doubt he'll ever watch, but he's fucking he's a nice guy.
No, use Jace's client because I know how he looks.
Okay, yeah, him. He has got great genetics. To be natural and to look like that is like fucking fair play. Like he looks really, really good. Do you not think that even there are some guys using who look way, way worse than him? So do you not think that 100%. It is possible? Do you not think that it is possible for him?
I would say he looks better than me. I'm not even gonna, size, I'm bigger than him, but shape, I haven't got that shape.
Shape-wise, he beats both of us. He's fucking unbelievable.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So sure. Like, obviously, we're bigger because we've got more muscle because we use enhancements, but he's still got us beat on shape.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, like, you can kind of trump size with shape, though, right? So it's not just a size game necessarily. I'll be honest with you. Like, my initial reaction to it was probably the same as yours. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, it's so pointless them becoming pro. But then the more I looked and more I thought about it, I thought, well, I don't know, maybe.
So he was getting the thing was he was getting beat on regular two bro shows and like, and then he goes on a natty one and wins it. So that tells you there, if you can't win on a regular show, then earning your pro card.
Yeah, I feel like it depends on the day as well, though, because so Martin's client, he came 5th at the British finals, the physique guy.
Yeah.
And then he done the two bros natty and won his pro card. Now, you could look at that and think, shit, well, obviously he's not good enough and it was only because of a weaker lineup. But then you could also say, well, maybe he came in a lot better, a lot sharper. Like last year, I did a show, I came in off. Like I shouldn't have done the show and I didn't even place. And then this year, I win my PCA pro card. Like, so
yeah.
It kind of depends on the day as well. Like
it does, yeah. I mean, look, peak, timing, because again, like if you go on stage at 11 and you're normally say train at about 11 and like you're at your peak performance at 11.
Yeah.
But then let's say they put you on stage like next time at 7 p.m. when you're kind of like, that throws everything completely off. Yeah. So sure.
I think that's a good point, and there's a lot of variables that come into it, but you can't help but think, like, I'll be honest with you, the way that pro cards are handed out, right? Do you know what me and Amy used to always say? Isn't it annoying how people always talk about going for their pro card?
Yeah.
But the more I see it, the more I think, fucking hell, I get it, because they're handed out so readily. They're handed out so easily now. I understand why people are the way they are about it.
But you then look at a lot of people that have got it, and you look and it says IFBB PRO, and you're like, whatever. Like
100%. 100%. And it's a shame.
Because it's not as prestigious to have it anymore.
No way. Yeah, it's a shame because now winning it is kind of like the allure is taken away a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I look at some certain guys and I'm just really underwhelmed by it. So I think to myself, well, if they can get it, then I can get it. Like, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. More importantly, what the fuck is that thing about the 2 pro cards?
Oh shit!
That's going to be a thing soon. To be like, look, I won 6 pro cards in one show.
Yeah, I don't know. What the fuck
is that about?
How can they justify that? It's just another thing to add to the list of why 2 bros is. You know what I mean? I don't want to fucking sit here and slag off 2 bros too hard because I'm going to be competing with them, right?
Yeah.
But like, fucking hell. How are you justifying 2 pro cards for the same person? How? Surely once he's got a pro card, he's no longer eligible for the other.
Yeah.
Surely.
right?
I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck. Am I right in saying he got it in open and then classic? That's what it was.
Yes.
He got the overall in both.
He would have won his classic because classic runs first, right?
Right.
Bodybuilding's at the end, right? Typically.
Hmm.
So he would have got it in classic, and then he would have gone and competed in open and got it in open. Surely you win it a classic, you're like, right, now you're just you're not qualified to compete in open.
Yeah.
No.
Because now he's a pro competing as an amateur.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but if you are eligible, if you suit classic and open, surely that's Mickey Mouse in itself.
That's true.
It's fucking
How
bullshit.
can you be both?
Like, I know FitX have done that a few times. They've had guys. I personally know a guy who was men's physique and class 1.
Yeah.
Open bodybuilding.
Oh, mate, two pros do that all the time where they'll let people do physique and classic and all of it. They'll do all of it. They'll just fucking swap the shorts like for the trunks, you know, halfway and jump back on stage. It's like
it makes a mockery of the whole thing. Like if you can fit all the categories, if you technically you could do physique, classic, and open.
Yes.
If you look like you can do all three, then
so I can sort of see that for a first show where let's say you're doing your first show and you're like, right, let me do a physique class and a classic class. See where I fit better, where the judges like me better. But to win your pro card,
yeah,
that's taking the fucking piss.
Yeah, I think we know that it's just a money maker. It's just a money spinner.
Oh yeah,
they kind of shot themselves in the foot though, because they could have had another pro who's going to be spending more money with them, but now they've just got one guy who can only spend.
Yeah, but bro, those two. Did you see the other two guys? They look like fucking soggy cunts. Oh mate, they look terrible, bro.
I find that with a lot of two bro shows. You look at the overall and you're like,
yes.
Like the show that I don't know which one it was. Maybe like the Race Strip Rumble. Nave Styles won the overall.
Yeah.
And the lineup, mate. The lineup was literally like worse than fucking Miami Pro or some shit. Nave Styles is great, and obviously we had him on here. He's fucking huge, enormous, but like he had no competition, and it's weird.
Well, at that point, it's more just winning that overall, just to kind of
just because,
get it ticked off.
Yeah.
You know,
you can't control who turns up, but it's a bit like you know when people like you know when they brag on social media about winning their category and they were the only one in it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
You know what though? I haven't seen that with the PCA as much. Like the standard is always semi-decent.
Yeah, I'd agree. Generally speaking, it's like pretty good. Pretty good across the board. Yeah.
Like you never turn up and you're like everyone looks like fucking garbage here. Like you at least have like 1 to 2 like decent guys.
I went to quite a few of the first timer shows this year. And like the standard was like surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Did Lucas Wilson do a first timer this year? And look at him. Like it's just mental. Some of the standard is just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. But, just because those guys just haven't competed.
Yeah. But and it's funny though, but when you talk about two bros, and even me, like when I think about doing two bros, I think, oh fucking hell, I better bring my A game. Because you think the standard is higher.
Yeah. It just again, like what you said, it just depends on like who turns up.
Definitely. And you can't control it. You can only beat who's in front of you. But if you won, how would you deal with it? If you turned up one time, your first ever show, you're the only one in the category, would you write that on social media? Or would you be like, yeah, smashed it? What would you do?
No, because the people that know is because the thing is you're gonna say, oh yeah, fucking smashed it. And then there'll be a bunch of people that like ain't got a clue about bodybuilding. Like, fucking hell, he smashed it. Yeah. But then the people that know, like you and people that are in the know, they'll think they're like, well, I was at the show, my mate was at the show and saw it. There was fucking no one in the class. So, you know, so you're actually, you know, that look.
I feel like, I couldn't do it. Funny enough, the show I did with Louis, two bros, we both came second out of two. And I said, wasn't my day today. Fucking, you know, I got beat. And Louis posted, yes, came second. And we actually ended up like, if he watches this, like we actually ended up falling out over it. We actually fell out over that because everyone on my post was saying, oh, commiserations, you know, fucking hell, better luck next time. And on his post, they were like, fucking smashed it. And I was like, I'm struggling over it. Like everyone's shitting on me. And Louis was getting all these like plaudits, you know?
I think it's how you interpret it.
Yeah.
So if you put that in your head, like, I'm second,
yeah.
that makes you feel better, like, or it could do. Or if you're like, well, no, because I don't see it like that.
Yeah, I personally couldn't. I remember Louis said, he goes, I said second because it helped my mind. And I totally get that. Yeah, like it did. Like, and now a year and a half later, I get it. But at the time, like it made me annoyed.
Yeah.
I had to say something. As I say, we ended up having a bit of an argument about it. But yeah, it's fucking, I don't know.
At the end of the day, like, even if you feel better about it, you know in yourself, like, you know, so.
That's it. You know, anyone who lies about anything, like about the amount of weight you lifted or about how you placed or anything, you know.
Yeah.
When all is said and done, you know. Do you know what I mean? And there's nothing satisfying about that, is there? Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
When you go to bed at night and you're in your head and you're thinking, you're like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, again, for a lot of people, it's about social media now. So it's some people almost convince themselves that, like, if they believe it, they think, well, you know, people lie about body weight all the time.
Yes.
Like, what's that about?
Yeah. As you say, it's not what you can do, it's about what you can show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If on social media you can say, I came second place 5 times, but let's say each of those second places, it was out of 2 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technically, you lost 5 times, but if you say I came second 5 times, do you know what I mean? And that could be more business for you.
I think you interpret it differently because you had done so many shows and you've won so many shows. So for you to say, yes, I come in second out of 2, it's like, well, not really, you didn't, but because your standard is so much higher.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think it's so gutting that when you turn up and you realize that there's only like one other person in your category, it's so gutting. It is like, it's a horrible feeling. Like you put yourself through hell to get there.
Do you think some people think, yes, get in there? Like there's only 2 people.
Yeah, like they think, oh, I've got an easy win today. I don't know. My brain just doesn't work that way. Like it's like it'd be like getting you like 5. How old's your son?
4.
It'd be like getting your son and like outlifting him and being like, yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's only
almost like looking at that trophy and you're like, I fucking dieted for 20 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
To basically get like fuck all from it.
Yeah, it's nah, that's just not, my brain just doesn't work that way. Getting an easy win, there's just no satisfaction there.
Maybe that's why you do well.
No, I don't know, man. But it's also it sets you up for failure because like you lose. Everyone loses sometimes.
Yeah.
It makes it such a when I lost at 2 Bros, I almost fucking jacked everything in, mate.
Yeah, I think you take loss harder than other people. Where you're like, fuck it, this is I'm quitting.
Yeah, there's been probably about 2 or 3 times in my career where I'm just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because I don't get the result I want. And then about an hour later, you're like, yeah, nah. But I think the key is to stay off social media at that point. If you immediately take to social media and start saying a load of shit, like, oh, it's embarrassing. You know what I mean?
The thing not to do is not to say, oh, I should have won.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I remember actually once upon a time, someone wrote that. Jace did a NABBA show and he came 3rd. And he immediately went to social media and he was just like, yada, 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 you know, all the stuff you can imagine. And I remember I messaged him off the back of that. I inboxed him. I said, bro, think about what you're doing and, you know, like really take stock of what's going on. He removed the post.
Yeah.
And he messaged me like a day later or something and he was like, yeah, Thank you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And you're not even that close to him to where
exactly.
if it were me and you're like remove it, and I'd be like okay, but if like someone that's like not that close to me messages me out, like your first reaction, especially at the time, is to just be like fuck off.
It's true. It depends on how you frame it. Like even you, like you and me, and let's say you did your show and I told you, I was like, "Child, take it down." If I said it like that,
Because that now it would be different. A few years back, maybe. Now, I would, I would not, I would know that you've done that, been there before.
yeah.
You know.
I guess so, mate. I guess, but I still feel like it's the way you say it. Like if I said it to you like really harsh in the heat of the moment, you might be like, "Fuck you, cunt."
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think because obviously we've known each other so long now, you know, probably unlikely, but
yeah, as I say, it depends on who it comes from. Like I really like you and I really respect your opinion, and yeah, so it like coming from you, it's different. Some random like just saying some shit, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Should we
Yeah, do another one, mate. Do another one. You go.
All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Updated views on SARMS. Have we got an updated view since last time we've spoke about SARMS?
Well, I've actually taken some in the meanwhile. I took the peptide MK677.
But that's not a SARM, but yeah,
Well,
that's like a research chemical, I guess.
well, my opinion of that is don't bother.
Yeah.
My opinion on SARMs hasn't changed at all. No, do you know what? I really don't have that much of an opinion. My opinion is just do steroids.
Yes, yeah. Well, again, the thing I've always said is they're not something we know enough about to use them.
Yeah.
Two, we see like you still get side effects from them. So that there should just tell you if it's something that you don't know much about and you're still getting side effects, you might as well just use the real thing.
Yeah.
Because they're not side effect free. And then yeah, this is it pretty much.
But, hey, do you know that for that comment we had the conversation yesterday in the group chat? You know those people that just constantly worrying about everything that they do and like
yeah,
they're worried about all side effects. Like before they've even started their cycle,
yes,
they'll be like, "Hey, bro, should I get a Rimidex, tamoxifen? Should I get some letrozole?" And you're like,
oh. Yeah, you're taking 200 mg a test. Chill out.
Yeah, like the likelihood of you being perfectly fine on 200 milligrams is very high.
I actually got one here that actually Craig brought like something similar up. Look, I don't know if you
yeah, go on, put it close.
Basically, the guy says,
no, I can't see. Oh, good morning, sir. So I've been getting some really bad heartburn from using Masteron. What do you think the reasons behind this?
Heartburn from Masteron. I tell you what, Tren does give you that. Tren will, I don't know if you've noticed that. Tren will upset your, huh?
I've never had that.
It's a thing, bro. Yeah.
But Masteron, no.
Oh, not that I've ever heard of.
I haven't heard of any of that shit. Like even with Tren, like nothing.
Tren, like for some, I don't know why, but it's a thing. But Masteron, I've not heard of Masteron to do that.
I feel like that person, like in answer to the question, you need to do an elimination diet.
Yeah,
you need to try and figure things out one variable at a time. You know,
well, it's like, oh, you're putting it down to the Masteron. Yeah. Why don't you look at your diet first?
It's weird, isn't it? How like of all the things they go Masteron.
Yeah.
Like why? Like what the fuck? It probably is the fact that he's eating like off plans or something. Oh, Amy's got a client and she was going on about heartburn and she was going on about being bloated and she was going on about all sorts of things. That. No, but it was a female client, right? And Amy was like, well, what have you been doing, you know, to potentially cause that? She goes, well, through December, like, well, the last like 3 weekends, like we've been going out on the weekends and, you know, we've been getting on it and stuff. And, you know, then the next day the diet's about shit and stuff. And Amy was like, so what do you think? So what do you think is causing the bloating? So
you've just answered your own question.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, so sometimes people, I don't think they're meaning to be stupid.
Yes.
But they're not thinking straight. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So Masteron, no, is probably not giving you heartburn.
Probably not.
No, mate. I got hottest sport. Shut up.
Mate, what the fuck does that mean?
Do you
I've
get
had
that as
that
well?
question about 4 times. 4 times, bro, I've had that. Hottest sport. I just think, what the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. Fucking beach volleyball? I don't know. Do you keep getting this one? Do you keep getting the chat line one? What's the worst chat line you've ever heard? Do you keep getting that one?
Oh no. What yeah. I've had one. What's one that's worked? What's the best one you've used that's actually worked? I'm like, who the fuck uses chat lines anyway?
Someone's got a fetish for chat lines. Honestly, like in all the times that I've put these questions up, I've had so many about chat lines. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit? Honestly. Would you leave your significant other for a celeb?
I got that question too.
Hey, bro, do you think it's the app sending these questions? Because like that is a weird thing to be asked, no?
Yeah, that's true.
Like who? And does it say significant other? SO.
SA. SO. Yeah.
SO. It was SO.
Mate, I have like, if you look here, right? You can't even see that. Yeah, I have like fucking
Yeah.
about a million fucking questions.
Yeah, 100%. I've got so many, but yeah. Would you? Who the hell says SO significant? Who the fuck? Hey, I've got a good one here. This is a good one. This was funny. Like I actually considered paying the money so I could see who sent this.
Right.
Because it was cheeky as fuck. When's the beard coming back? Viking vibes. You just look like a juiced up 45-year-old now.
Oh.
45? Wrinkles,
Wait, so the beard makes you look younger? Is that what they're saying?
You had that conversation with Connor the other day, didn't you?
What?
About shaving
Oh,
off your beard
yeah. Because basically, right, me and Dan were chatting we're talking, and he goes, oh, no, I said, like, we look at guys like you and like guys that have done it for so much longer. Because me and Dan are like, what, 25, 26. So I'm like, we look at guys like Ryan and guys like, and I'm like, they've just done it for so much longer. So we can't even compare. And I'm like, Connor's obviously an exception. And Dan's like, how old is Connor? I'm like, Connor's in his 20s. He's like, no, he's not. I'm like, bro, message him now. Yeah. And he messaged him and he sent us a voice. He actually replied.
He's 28 and you're 29?
He's just turned 29.
Fuck. Yeah, I reckon he looks about the same age as me, honestly. I feel like maybe.
But so do I. We all, I mean, look at Dan.
To be fair, I don't know. None of us, like, so there's 10 years between us. Like, it kind of like merges, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I would definitely say you look younger than me, but it's not like by a massive amount, if that makes sense.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like you get to a certain age and then you don't end up looking that much older. Like when I was 20, I looked 25. And then when I was 30, I looked 25. Do you know what I'm saying? Because when you were 20, you looked older as well.
Oh, mate. But look, I've always had a beard.
Yeah.
Since probably about, I was like 16, I could get a full beard. And like, just especially now with the tattoos and like being bigger, it's like.
Yeah. That's the thing. People always say, oh, you look older because you're bigger, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I've always had that.
Yeah, but there's loads of fat people that are like older, like younger. You could be just like a fat kid at 18 and you could be like 20 stone.
100%. Yeah.
I think it's a different big though. Like if you're muscular.
Because getting fat is like quite easy in it. Like you could be fat at 10, right?
Yeah.
But you couldn't really be muscular at 10 or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I tell you what though, I think I said it to you before, like as I get older, there are certain things I'm noticing. So I've got some grey hairs in the side here when I don't shave it. Have you got any greys? None at all?
Yeah, not yet. No, not yet.
I found one in my beard as well and I pulled it out the other day. It's the first one I've ever found in my beard.
Oh, I mean the odd one, like one, but like a single hair.
Yeah, okay. No, I've got about like 25 here.
Yeah.
So when it grows, I get like flicks of grey. Don't like it, mate.
If you went and got a hair transplant and they take the grey hairs and put them on top, would they come out grey?
Never thought of that. They got to, haven't they? Surely, because
Right.
once the pigment in the hair's gone, that's it.
Yeah.
Imagine that if they just took out all the greys and put them on. You'd be stupid, wouldn't you? Fuck's sake. Nah, I am. Yeah, so fucking hell, I look like a juiced up 45-year-old.
Are you gonna bring the beard back? You got to have a different look.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm not doing the same look. I'm not doing the same
Yeah.
look. I was thinking about going like something that I've never had before because you've been totally bald, haven't you?
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing it, you know.
You suit that though?
Nope.
Oh, you must have pictures from when you got your hair done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, I got my hair done 5 years ago now.
Yeah, but you'll look fairly similar. Like, hey,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. I haven't changed that much in that time, to be honest with you. Oh, here you go. Here you go. So that is a photo from when the moment I had it done. For people watching, I had a hair transplant in 2017. And yeah, it is just after I had it done. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, hopefully.
oh no, but I mean, have you got one from like facing?
Yeah.
Because me, I don't suit bald head. I wish I did because I'd love that look.
I
But I
think
just
you
don't
did.
do it.
I think
Huh?
you did. No, I thought you
No, I
should.
didn't. My head looks like an almond.
Fuck, hold on. I got one here somewhere.
Because my head's so long, like I just don't suit it.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I've seen you with different looks, and you tend to suit them all.
People with like round heads suit that bald look.
Yeah, I know. I ain't got a clear one. Where's my fucking?
I think my features are like too sharp to like, you know.
I'm fucking holding a teddy bear, but
I think you suit that.
I don't know. I got this weird thing around my. Basically, they put this thing on you to prevent the blood flow or something like that. So basically, it's like a tight band.
Right.
I've got that around my neck, and it looks a bit. Can you see that?
Yeah. Just do it. Just maybe like no beard, bald head.
Oh, mate, honestly, I was thinking that. I was thinking like completely like everything.
I think that would look good.
You take the piss?
No, no. Genuinely, I reckon that would look good.
No. I need a look. You know what I mean? A look. Like I'm not.
If you do that though, you gotta do it ahead of. You can't do it like a week out because if it looks bad,
No. Yeah.
you need time to like regrow your hair. Thing is, how long does it take you to like get your hair back? 2 months.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, 2 or 3 months probably. Yeah.
But if you try it, say 12 weeks out.
Yeah. Yeah, you need a trial one, don't you? Because like you'd be fuming if like it looked terrible and then you're like a week out. Oh.
Maybe cut a little bit off.
Yeah.
Where it's like a little, maybe like a buzz cut, like just like to like a 3 or a 4.
Yeah.
And then cut it down to like a 2 and then be like, right, I'm gonna take all of it off.
Yeah, bit by bit. I think
that's how I done it with my beard because my I had this like huge beard, didn't I? So then I trimmed a little bit off. Then I trimmed it like to here with just the little goatee, and then I got it rid of it in the end.
When you took the beard off, I feel like you look better.
I think so too.
What? But you're growing it back. Why have you grown it back then?
Because I'm gonna have a double chin otherwise.
Yeah.
When I dye it down, I'll take it off. I prefer it without.
Yeah, you
Most of people say to me like, and Bex is like, "Oh, you look better with a beard." I'm like, no.
Nah, it's weird because I wouldn't have thought it, but yeah, I thought you looked better as well. I feel like not everyone can suit being clean shaven.
You don't reckon?
No, but you can. Like a lot.
I think if you've got a sharp jaw, like you know how we get really sharp, like our jaws. Yeah. Yeah.
What I don't like though is I feel like my lips it looks like I'm pinching my lips because all of a sudden you get rid of all this and then it looks like there's a lot of skin and then your lips look smaller.
My lips are huge though. Look.
I was going to say you've got full lips. Yeah, my lips.
Yeah, I got like I got asked if I've got lip fillers.
To be fair, well, you might have. You ever done it?
What lip fillers? Trend.
Well, you got all sorts of pharmaceutical products in your fucking house, probably.
thing is, like, I genuinely get asked that. People, I've been asked that. Your lip fillers. I'm like, guys get lip fillers.
Yeah, fuck yeah, they do, mate. Your lips are your lips are full. That's probably why it suits you a bit better being clean shaven. But mine's are a little bit thinner than yours, so it looks a little bit.
I think you suit it.
I might give it a go. I have got some clean shaven. I used to do it for a while. The thing is with clean shaven, I feel like you got to do it a few times. If you do it once, it's like this big shock. Then you do it a couple of times and you get used to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
so trim it first. You trim it all the way down to like a 1.
Yeah.
And then, or even here, you know, sometimes you like take it all off and you just have like the
bottom bit.
The bottom bit.
Yeah.
And take it off, then take it off at the end.
I don't know if I've got it in me to go bald, like just to be a complete like fucking like peanut head.
I think you should give it a shot. You will look bigger. I think you'll look a lot bigger.
Yeah, that's like when you end up doing like a most muscular, it ends up looking like another, like there's like a ball and a ball and a ball. It ends up like looking. It just looks a bit more like, I don't know.
No, because your head looks smaller.
Someone said to me as well, don't have a haircut that takes away from your physique. And I had a look at that blonde Mohican this year, and it didn't really it didn't harm anything that I did, right? But there is a part of you that thinks like, fuck yeah, what if you kind of want to be understated in your head? Like if someone, do you know what I mean? If it's too over the top, it's the thing that people remember.
When guys that wear glasses on stage, what's that about?
Yeah, Julian did that. Julian did, you know, like the little like fashion glasses.
Yeah, do you not think that?
Physique did it, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's just a retard. That's why.
You hate him, don't you?
I'm not being funny, but how does that make sense?
It doesn't. People always just trying to be edgy, I think. You know what I mean?
Trying to look smart on stage. Like I can imagine a Kuba doing that. Like,
I think he did. Did he not?
Did
I think he did. He's 100% the guy who would do it.
Yeah.
He is the guy that would do it.
You have like those like blue light blockers blocking glasses. So it's like, I got to like on stage at 8 o'clock, but I got to be in bed by 10. So.
Yeah, but mate, can we quickly talk about him while we're here?
Me and Dan spent about an hour talking about him. So
go on. What did you say?
Well, basically the same thing that you were saying, like how, because he got coached by him, so we literally went in depth, like, so yeah, he kind of says like he's a bit over the top, and we said about, you know, he said like he'll give him like feedback. He said no matter what, like every fucking week I'll send him like fucking videos of training videos, and he would say, that's wrong, you're doing that wrong, you're doing that wrong. And Dan's like, motherfucker, you're not correcting my fucking deadlift, bro.
Yeah.
Trying to correct his deadlift.
Yeah.
Jay said the same thing. He said like when he got coached by him, like Kuba would like every time he'll say to him, oh, send me training videos. He'll send him like training videos, and he'd be like, oh yeah, you're doing this wrong, like you shouldn't be rowing like that, you're doing that wrong. And Jason's like, bro, you don't need to fucking tell me how to train. I don't have to fucking train.
Yeah. Do you know what? When you've got a good client, you know, like a higher level client, you don't need to go over their training.
No.
The only people that I go over the training with is people that are like newer to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I said to Dan, like I said that I think he does that to almost like he feels like you're getting more, like by giving you feedback of some sort rather than saying spot on. Like he'll say, oh, you could be doing this, or you do this better, or you do this better. Almost like you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, he's trying to bulk out his product.
Yeah, it's like, oh, like, and I can see that, but almost like if you're someone that like knows their training,
yeah,
you know, almost Dan was like, you never feel good enough.
Yeah, and I get like the stuff that we've spoke about in the group chat. I get it to an extent. I do. Like you should be trying to be activating the muscle, and you should be trying to load it as much as you can. I get it, but the way that he does it, it's to a point where I honestly don't find it fun anymore.
No, I mean that video that we were looking at yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that guy that he had in the video, and they were talking about how like he's like, oh yeah, one shoulder's always bigger than the other. I'm like, bro, you're 80 kilos at a push. What the fuck are you talking about?
You don't need to worry about that, do you? You don't need to worry about it. Like, I think I don't think that people. Okay, so I've got a really good example of this. My two closest friends up here, James Underwood, who you know as well,
Yeah.
and Craig, who we've had on here, Blake.
Yeah.
Both of them train chest in a certain way that I would deem incorrect. But both of them look at their chests.
Yes.
Unbelievable chests. Like way better.
Craig does. How are they training? How are they train chest then?
Yeah. So James is all about weight. James, I don't know how well you know James, but James, I fucking love
Just
James.
on Instagram.
Okay, well, James is fucking great, by the way.
We should get him on a podcast.
Yeah, I said that to him, and he will.
Yeah.
He's up for it. Yeah. James is like.
That's how we train.
Yeah.
Or used to.
Used to.
Yeah.
James is like, don't be a bitch.
fun way.
Yeah, he just chuck weight around. But look at him. Look at his chest. His chest is ginormous.
Yes.
And it works for him. But also with James, he pulls everything short. So his reps are never down to his chest. He's always about that far away from his chest.
Yeah.
And with Craig, same as Craig. Craig has fairly good control, but they're not full range of motion. But again, look at his chest. His chest is probably his best body part. Like,
but then, like, do you not look at a lot of these guys that over exaggerate range of motion? Like, the leg press is the worst one I see it on, where it's so over exaggerated, where your lower back's doing the work.
Yeah.
Do you not find that? Like,
yeah.
You know, when the whole thing about range of motion is like, where one people will have like this much of range of motion, and then they'll get criticized. Yeah. But then you got the other camp of people that are like, team range of motion. You're like, bro, you can overdo range of motion.
Definitely. A good example of that would be, you know, Aaron Jones with his squats. Yes. His squats, he's able to get completely ass to grass, isn't he, right? He's like amazing, and he'll always go on about it as well.
But he can. His back doesn't round at the bottom.
Yeah.
He can. That's the key.
I guess so, but then also he's utilizing that stretch reflex. Like he's not a powerlifter. He's trying to build muscle. He's like hypertrophy. Yeah. Right? And all he's doing at the bottom is just flicking out of it. Like, so he gets the bottom.
I mean, with Aaron, I don't think Aaron trains for, like, the way he trains is what he finds fun.
I agree. Yeah.
Because he's been squatting 5 plates for the last 6 years that we've known him.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
So that there tells you he probably knows that anyway.
Yeah. I think it's more because he always goes on about range of motion. And so when you say there's those people in that camp of range of motion, I feel like he's one of those. But then again, as you say, he's training because he loves it, and like, you know,
and he trains hard. So that's the thing with him. It's almost like,
and he's got the muscle to back it up as well.
Bro, if you tell him you should do this and you'll progress better, he'll tell you to fuck off, because that's what he likes to do.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's how I feel with Kuba. I feel like with Kuba, I said it in the group chat as well. It's like he's putting that much emphasis on how he trains, and he's being smoked by a load of guys who aren't doing that. So who's right? Like, he's saying he's doing it right. Okay, well, if it was right, surely it would be the most efficient and the best. So why are you being beaten? And I guess then you could say, well, genetics, but then...
Look, so Hunter Labrada, take him for example. Yep. He's very scientific too. And he's a good pro.
Does he not train like, you know, like the HIIT style, you know, like the Dorian style?
Yeah, he does push-pull legs.
No, but he does
very
low volume, no?
Yes, very low volume.
I've never actually watched anything that he does. I just heard.
Good, it's good. It's good. Like, he actually provides a lot of good stuff on like, actually doesn't, like, he doesn't throw too much science into it, where you understand what he's trying to say. You're like, okay, I get that. But he'll say it in a way that you're kind of get it.
Right. Yeah. It makes sense.
So, yeah.
There are so many guys who are trying to over science their way into being shaped, and it's just, I don't know. For every one of those, there's an Aaron Jones. Like, and no disrespect to Aaron Jones, but you know, he's just doing it for enjoyment, and he's strong and big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's probably stronger and bigger than 95% of everyone that we know, and most of them are all like overthinking it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how much you watch his stories, like, but bro, he's up at 4 in the fucking morning.
Yeah.
Goes to the gym, and he still fucking does flat bench. Yeah, he goes like, you know, that he does like reps.
Does he not pyramid up?
Yes, and then he builds up to like 180, and he has his missus like unrack it for him. He does like this, bounces it off his chest. She upright rows half of the rep. He's like 180.
Yeah.
And then after that, he'll go and do like loads of sets of 140, 3 or 4 sets. And it's like, no fucking wonder he's that big. And because he doesn't worry about overtraining and shit like that.
No. Mate, the longer I've been doing this, the more I think like volume just works. It just does. You know, at the moment, like it's trendy to talk about like fatigue management, and it's trendy to talk about overtraining. Yeah. Just stop and just train a bit more. You know, just fucking, you can do.
I think volume is like when you're still taking it to a semi decent level, because we can agree that, you know, if you're training volume, you're not, if you're doing, I don't know, 5 sets for chest, they're going to be 100%. If you're training 15 sets, they're not all going to be 100%.
Yeah, they're going to be. Yeah, you have to pace yourself a bit. Yeah.
And you've got to be a little bit more like you got to know that you're, you know, not pushing it 100%.
Yeah. Which I actually, when I transitioned, when I first joined Martin, in fact, you and me trained in that time. Do you remember?
Yes.
It was adjusting to that because I was used to going all out for about 8 to 10 sets.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm doing 25 plus.
So, you know, Louis Fulton?
Yes.
He come and train with me on Saturday.
Yeah.
We did quads. Mate, we must have done about 35 working sets just on quads.
Jesus.
Like we did 6 sets.
Is that his doing?
Yeah, that's how he trains. But I went along with it. Because anytime someone wants to train with me, I'm not going to be like, oh, let's do my workout. I'm like, I'll do your workout. Because I want to see if I can pick up something from you.
Yeah.
So take, for example, we did adductor, leg extension. We did like, 6 sets on leg extension, like whatever, leg extension. Barbell squats. We went 1 plate for 10, 2 plates for 10, 2 plates and a half for 10, 3 plates for 10. Then we did 160 for 5. Then we did 180 for 10, 180 for 10. So that's like 6 sets, working sets.
Yeah, fuck. But
then we went to the hack. Then we did 2 leg presses.
Would you say it's more? They're more like feeder sets, though, right? They're more like sets priming you.
Think like 100 for like 60 for 10, 100 for 10, 120 for 10, 140 for 10 is nowhere near a max, but it's still accumulating that volume.
Yeah, so then you get into territory that I'd like to actually get your opinion on. So you've heard of the expression junk volume, right?
Yeah.
So at what point would you call that like volume for the sake of volume that's not really doing anything? Because I do agree with accumulating volume, but it has to be in a proximity to failure.
So I can't train like that all the time. If I did, we did legs on Saturday. I still can't, you know, when you can't straighten your legs, it's that fucking sore.
Yeah.
My legs are fucked. Like, I'm meant to train hamstrings like in like 2 days. I can't do that because
you just got adjusted to it.
Fucked.
Yeah.
And that to me is counterproductive. Whether that's because I'm not used to it, or whether it is too much. I think we only did that because he came over and he was like, right, and we did. Then we went into the hack and we went up 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, 4 plate, 25s. So technically 5 plates aside. And then we did 12 reps each. At the last set, we drop setted it. We did 10, 10, 10, 10. So mega volume.
Yeah. Okay. That stuff. Okay. But then look at it 2 ways, right? So you're not adjusted to that. So you doing that accumulated a load of junk volume. Okay.
Yeah.
But then let's say you were adjusted to that. Then I would still argue that those sets before are not needed. Like what I would argue, like again, I'm not saying I'm right, but this just would be my point of view.
Yes, yeah.
Would be 60 for 10, 100 for 5, 120 for 3, 140 for a couple, and then go. Like just use them as like sets to.
I wouldn't even do 120, 160.
Yeah.
I'll just go 60, 100, 140, 180.
Yeah, I would as well.
But I tell you what, though, what I did notice from that, my lower back did not feel a thing. Like I had no pump in my lower back. Whereas before, I would have probably gone like 60, 100. And then I would have probably done 60 for 5, like for 7, 8, say 100 for like 3, 140 for 1. I would have gone 180 straight away. I would have done probably 180 for 10 for like a couple sets.
Yeah.
My back would have been fucked. Or even more, I would have gone heavier.
Yeah. Okay, so
I think,
you feel like it primed you. You got you ready.
I think so. Because it got to like towards like after we did that, we then did the leg press. As we went into the leg press, that's like probably an hour in. And I'm like, right, now I'm kind of feel like ready to go.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Our workout was 3.5 hour long though. So
yeah.
that's one thing I definitely could not.
Yeah, that doesn't sound that enjoyable to me. Like it's okay every now and then, but do you know what? Funny
It's
enough,
fun because we've done it together.
he messaged me today actually. He said, if I fancy training on the weekend.
Yeah.
I'll avoid legs, I reckon. That sounds a
Look,
bit intense.
it's fun because you're training with someone. If I
Yeah,
had to do that by myself, no way.
yeah. Imagine trying to get up for that on your own. No way.
I don't need to do that for quads.
No, yeah, you don't, to be fair. I do need a bit more volume, but I would probably go somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
Not low volume, not high, like somewhere in the middle, you know?
Yeah, but you are though. You're I think for quads, like if you're doing what, like say 2 isolation like exercises, say for example, like a leg extension and like a lunge. And then you got like a leg press and a squat.
Yeah.
That's 4.
Yeah. That's
What,
pretty
3
much
to 4 sets?
that's what I would do for quads. I would do 4 and yeah, it'd be like 8 to 10 sets.
So when you say 4, let's say for your squat,
yeah.
Let's say you're doing a pendulum. Yeah. How do you count that?
How do I count how many sets I do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would never ever do anything above like five reps.
So what was your working weight with on the pendulum, like roughly last time you done it?
Yeah, so the pendulum at my gym, I don't know what brand it is, but so yeah, it's 6 plates aside, and I do 20, 15 to 20 reps.
Okay. So let's say, how do you build up to that?
One plate. Like,
okay.
All the way up.
Even like, let's say that's your third exercise in, or is that your like? How do you do that? Is it?
Yeah, still the same, mate. Because what I've learned is if I rush anything, I'm in trouble. Okay. I don't know if that's an age thing or if that's just specifically like my knees or something, but like my knees need time. I can't just rush it. I have to take a little bit of time.
Okay.
So even third exercise in, it would still be slowish.
So third exercise in. So you do 1 plate for how many? Like 1 plate for 10?
One plate for about 6 to 8. 2 plates for about 2 or 3. And then 2 or 3 all the way up.
1 plate, one rep.
Yeah, each plate and then a couple of reps. Each plate, a couple of reps.
Yeah.
And I tend to.
So then you get to that 6 plates and you do say 15. Let's say you do 20.
Yep.
And you stay on that 6 plate.
Yep. And I'd likely do 2 sets or maybe 3 of that.
Yeah. And then as you go down, gradually the reps dropped off.
Yeah, I'll try and equal it. I'd set myself a little goal to try and equal it. If I get 20 on the first one, I'm like, well, fucking get 20 again. And it's usually horrendous, but that's like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. If it's my absolute first thing, as soon as I walked in the gym, I'll take a little bit longer. Like I might do like 10 to 15 reps on 1 plate and then 10 reps on 2 plates. You know what I mean? But if I'm already a bit warm, then yeah.
You find like different body parts also respond to different volume. So like me and Dan spoke about this. It's like the way you train your chest ain't gonna be the same way you train your quads.
No, definitely not. I think it's to do with the muscle fibers, the type of muscle fibers in there. I remember reading once upon a time that your chest has got more fast twitch muscle fibers in it. So your legs are designed because you've got to walk around or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're more adjusted to that, right?
Yeah.
But then do you know what I find that with the problem with that is that if you have fast twitch muscle fibers, which means you'd have to go heavier, when you go heavier, you're running the risk, right? Your fucking pec tendons. So I find it's quite hard for me to fully get like to dial into those muscle fibers because the moment I go heavy, it's just risky as fuck.
It's just risk, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What do you find with that?
Do volume on that on pressing,
yeah,
and then go hard on fly work.
Do you not find flies quite like leaves? It makes you feel vulnerable. You know, like when you're extended out here with a heavy.
No, because I don't go that far.
Where'd you go to?
Probably about here.
Oh, really?
I'll
go right the way down because that's what. Oh, I don't know, but
I feel like here it's too much shoulder at that point.
You're
I
probably
kind of
right.
say if I'm doing cables, like I quite like to do cable flies. I'm like here, like I'm literally like here, like that. I don't do that. My
Really?
range of motion on flies is like short.
Wow. Shit. No,
Yeah.
I'll literally come right the way out, all the way. You know. But
Yeah. I mean, look, I think I feel it more. Like almost like if I go all the way out, I start to feel it more in the shoulder sooner. So
yeah.
then I end up quitting sooner.
What I found though is if I stretch and contract, I get so much. The pump that I get is so much better. If I pull my reps short and just do it here,
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay. But then if I really stretch and contract every single one, I get this fucking deep burn.
Really.
Like
See,
it's
I'm the opposite. I get the burn when I'm not when I'm close in.
shit. No, okay, yeah. I can't get away with that, unfortunately, mate. I have to do a bit more.
And I go light. I go mega light on fly work.
How light are we talking? Like on a dumbbell?
Oh, I don't know. I don't do dumbbell, but like I mean, we're talking 20 rep sets,
Okay, okay.
you know.
But yeah, I guess that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I find it hard to tap into the heavier side of things on chest because it's just so risky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I was
I mean,
younger,
it's more so when I obviously with torn pec, it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
I've
yeah,
got to be really careful how I train it.
definitely, definitely. I've not, I don't know, yeah,
But
I
like arms, for example,
yeah,
arms has to be lightweight and reps.
because you just find that like other things do the movement otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then your elbows are sore and you got tendonitis and
yeah, definitely.
so
I try and mix a bit of heavy in there, but yeah, not too much. So what I'll do is I'll load up on one thing, and then the rest of the stuff I'll sort of make sure I'm.
yeah. Yeah.
Hey mate, should we do a quick fire? We run through a few of these because you've barely done any.
Yeah, I know. Me and Dan did that like the other night. We literally answered like 4 questions.
Yeah, let's do quick ones then. Quick.
Cool. What's your favorite squat variation? Hack, pendulum, V squat, etc.
I like,
Barbell for
I
me.
like, I like barbell squat. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Shock that.
I actually feel the least amount of pain as well. Barbell squatting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find my knees hurt more on like hack squat and stuff like that. Easy. Does bodybuilding make you happy still? Like deep down in your core, gets you out of bed in the morning happy?
Well, if I didn't like it, we wouldn't do it, right?
It's true.
It's
Yeah.
like thing is when you think about bodybuilding, there's no money incentive in it. Like sure for us as like coaches and that, but I bet you we could quit bodybuilding tomorrow and people will still get clients.
Yeah.
So for like money wise, it doesn't earn you money. If anything, it costs money.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. And I find myself wanting to consume information all the time. So even on YouTube, I'll be like watching stuff or taking like watching news about bodybuilding. Like I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Because you see people that they'll jump from bodybuilding to CrossFit to functional training to this to that. How the fuck like
Yeah, I don't get that. When I see a bodybuilder go from like this to like just lifestyle or yeah, as you say, CrossFit or like functional training, I'm like, I don't know. It makes me not interested in that bodybuilder anymore.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what? When a bodybuilder is like says, "I'm not going to compete anymore. I'm just going to do something like whatever." I'm like, I'll lose interest.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I don't get it. Like
No way.
best advice to give to a beginner.
I always get this one.
Get strong.
Yeah, get strong. Yeah. Don't overcomplicate shit. Like like the Kuba stuff at the moment.
True.
Like just
Don't follow Kuba too early on.
give yourself a year before you follow Cuba. That'd be my who was your crush in middle school? Laugh my ass off.
I went to a boys' school, so that didn't apply to me.
What you went to middle school? Like so that's like 6 to
primary school and that.
Yeah, primary school. Yeah. Do you have a crush?
No.
There was a girl when I was in year 4, and she joined. Her name was Claire.
Year 4.
Yeah, in year 4, so it was like 8. Yeah. she joined, and I really fancied her, and I left her an anonymous Valentine's card on her table. And I was like, yeah, but I was so nervous about it.
If you had to pick one client to coach you, one of your clients,
look, I don't know right now, my current crop.
or like all time? No, not all time. Let's say, why have you got someone all time?
All time, I love you. I love you. Yeah, right now, there's no one that jumps out. There's a guy called Paul Wilson.
Oh yeah, I know Paul.
Paul, yeah, he takes it seriously. He's strong. He looks good.
Hey, he was fucking strong like years back,
yeah.
And now you've took him on. He's like, because he was always like on that like 5-plate deadlift, like sort of like,
yeah.
And now he's like, he looks fucking unreal. He looks really good.
His physique is amazing, to be honest.
I know.
Yeah,
I always used, because it's funny because he, like, I'm sure, like, I'll speak to him and he'll say some shit like, oh, like, you look really good. And I'm like, have you seen yourself? And he'll be like, oh, you're really strong. And I'm like, I mean, you're strong too. Like, almost like he downplays himself a lot, I find.
Yeah, he's pretty modest, but he's just methodical. He's always on time with his check-ins. He's always detailed. He's always like,
yeah,
he's just good. I like Paul. He's good.
You can see that on how he looks.
Yeah, you don't. It's not by accident. You look like that, is it?
Yeah.
How about you?
Shit. Probably like there's a girl called Jordan. She's really good. She's like on point with everything, always on point. So I can. She asks all the questions.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick, probably someone like her. I mean, Connor's good.
Connor Newby.
Oh, Newby, yeah, he would probably be one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm one of those people that like I'm quite hard to be coached. Like with Louis now, he's almost like lets me like get on with kind of like what I like to do.
He doesn't crowd you.
Huh?
He doesn't crowd you.
No, he's almost like he'll say, I think we should do this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's kind of how it is. Like, you know, like with the stuff that Martin says to me, that Martin doesn't ever say anything. And I'm like, wow. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's just nice to have that like objective view. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Me and Dan spoke about this, and he goes, one of the questions was, when did you make your best progress? And what do you put this down to? And I said, I think this year, and I said, it's getting a coach. And I said exactly that. It's not like, oh my God, like I've just been told what to do. I never knew that. I'm like, oh, but it's like, it's almost like, right, that it stops me. I know that's what I'm asked to do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop looking at myself. I'm going to stop overthinking shit. Stop changing shit all the time.
Definitely. And like when I joined Martin, like realistically, I'd built all the muscle already.
Yeah.
So since I've joined Martin, I've got three overalls and a pro card, right? But it's not like Martin built this physique.
Yes.
Martin just stopped me being a dickhead at the last stages of prep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what Martin does, you know? So, yeah. Next one. What is your favorite body part on your physique? Lots of love from Tom Price. Tom Price. If you're watching this, mate, love you. Tom Price. Do you know him? He used to be called Delts.
The one with the delts. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom's a good guy.
Let me guess what yours is on you, and then you can guess on me.
Yeah.
Your back. No, wait, your favorite. Yeah.
Favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, your back.
I would say my delts.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, damn it. True.
And for you, it's between two. I'm gonna take a punt. I'm gonna say your biceps.
Yeah.
Or quads.
My quads, like, I don't actually like training quads. Like, I don't look at him and think, oh, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to someone about, like, my quad training isn't my hardest workout.
How the fuck have you managed that?
I don't know. I train hamstrings way harder than I train quads.
Yeah, well, I guess just because you don't need to, like they're so.
I don't find it fun. I don't find it fun. Like,
I
you know, when
find-
people like, I think when people go, "Oh yeah, quads is my favorite body part to train," I'm like, "You got shit quads. Shut the fuck up." Like, I don't enjoy training quads as much as I do hamstrings.
Oh, hamstrings are the shittest. My least favorite body part to train, hamstrings.
Really?
Yes.
I love training hamstrings.
No.
That's when you got RDLs, deadlifts.
Yeah, you're already like this is the deadlift thing that we've been talking about. Right?
Yes.
You love deadlifting. I don't love it as much.
True.
I love squats more than deads. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Oh, quads is horrible to train. It hurts.
Yeah, mate.
It takes ages to get to failure.
Do you not think deadlifts hurt?
No.
Fuck you, deadlifts hurt.
I love deadlift.
I hate it. Hamstrings. And when I'm doing like lying curls, or actually like just curls in general, I always feel like they're gonna ping. Like, you know, like when you're doing the eccentric, it always feels like they're
gonna pop.
I hate that feeling. I hate it.
Oh, I love hamstrings. I love training hamstrings. Yeah. Hamstrings and glutes. That's like one of my favorite workouts.
Is that when you wear your Adidas trousers?
Yes.
Oh, sexy boy. All right, next one. Get another one up, mate.
Would you restart your YouTube? Do you know what? That's actually a question I got asked quite a lot. And I've been tempted because some of the shit I used to say on YouTube, now I feel like I need to go back and correct it.
And redo it. Yeah.
Because some of the shit I used to say, bro, I made a video, right? Saying, unless you're taking anything under 400 mg of test, it's pointless. You might as well not even bother. Shit like that. So I'm almost like tempted to make a video, like, or go back and say, right, I've changed my mind.
I know this about you, to be fair. A lot of the stuff that you said, I feel like you turned a little bit on. Like you
back then,
you used to say stuff, and I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you used to like like shocking people. You used to say things for impact.
Yeah.
Would you say that's fair?
So, like what though?
So you'd be like, for example, you'd be like, if you're taking 300 milligrams of testosterone, you might as well fucking not bother.
But I thought that though. I used to think that.
Wait, my dog wants to come in. 1 second.
Sorry.
Hey, Franco, come on, wait. Come on. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
So like I actually genuinely thought that. So
yeah, to be fair, I just think you were quite a controversial. That's why I wanted to start this with you in the first place. Do you remember we had we've got controversial opinions.
I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, look, if you say something about someone and they get offended, that's on their part. I don't say that to offend people.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You've always just said the thing, and then if you take it wrong, that's on you. Yeah.
Sure. I can work on my delivery sometimes.
Well, anyone who knows you now and didn't know you before, they won't necessarily know what you were like, but you were just, I don't know what best word to describe. You were just more brutal. You wouldn't really care what someone thought. You would just say it and like it or lump it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but sometimes you got to be like that because it's like,
yeah.
Like some of the stuff that I used to say on YouTube, it's like, and again, like I actually got rid of some of the stuff, like the DMP videos and stuff. I got rid of that stuff just because you don't want that. Like, but
you think you'll start up again?
That's what I'm saying. I'm debating whether to go back and redo like updated view on such and such.
I'm so glad I did mine. Like, you know, and I do it. Like, regardless of views, regardless of anything, I just like doing it. Oh, for fuck's sake, sorry, my dog. Wait, come on. I might have to edit. I might have to edit this out, or I might just keep it in. I don't know. But regardless of views, I just like doing it. Like, it's just,
you know what? I think if you have to do like the vlogs and all that shit, I couldn't be bothered to do that.
Yeah.
So like podcast form, I really enjoy that. Yeah. But it's like if I had to like have someone fucking follow me, like I can't have someone follow me with a fucking camera. Forget it.
That's why I've always done mine like as a personal one. Like, so it's just me doing it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as like forced. If I
But
had a
even then, like the
cameraman,
production that, like people like production value and stuff like that, and I just can't be bothered for that. I don't want to be recording all my workouts. That just takes away from the workout.
do you know what though? I know what you're saying. People like production value, but I personally like it when someone's giving me just honest shit.
Yeah,
Like if a bodybuilder that I like has got their phone out and recorded himself, I'll watch it. I will.
yeah.
You know.
The way I think with YouTube is if we're doing a podcast, I mean that's really good. When we bring other people on, that's really good. But if I had to make videos of me talking, like Kuba sort of shit, where informative content, bro. If if I start making videos on how to activate your lats, well, no one's gonna fucking watch me. Like, why the fuck would you watch me when you can watch someone like actual pro or someone good? Why the fuck would you come and watch me? So that's pointless. The vlog stuff, I don't enjoy that. I can't be like, oh, look at me, that's meal 2 now, and that's what I'm eating. Bro, I ate the same shit for the last 6 months. Like, that's no fun.
Yeah, but this is it. This is it. But you're judging it based on your own view. Some people might want to see how you train your back. Some people might want to see how you eat. Just because to you it might seem obvious. Some people might like it.
Yeah, but then how many times can you do that?
Yes.
Like you do that video once, yeah? So that's my full day of eating.
Hey,
when was the last time your day of eating changed? Right, you're going to do a rest day diet and a training day diet. Potentially a day of a cheat meal. That's it. Your diet's exhausted. That's basically it.
Yeah, that's true. You can't do it to me because it's boring. No, that's where you got to be creative, and I think that's where the fun comes in. Like I've got a couple of ideas for a few vlogs that I find fun myself. Whether or not other people do or not is another thing. But I like doing it. I personally like doing it. So I don't know.
When it comes to like going out, like I think especially like when we're bigger, imagine like going out somewhere, whipping up a camera and start recording. Like, I don't
know. Yeah.
To me, it's a bit like, so like again, the informative. Where the fucking go?
Yeah.
Can you see it? I can't fucking see where it went.
Where what?
My thingy disappeared.
What, your Zoom?
Huh? What? I can't see you.
I can see you.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So I think a lot of that doesn't seem.
Yeah, it's what you like in it, really. And if that's not really your thing, that's what you think. You know what I mean?
And like when people talk about gear and that, I don't want to start talking about gear all the time, every fucking video.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Fucking night bug. Like, I can't be bothered.
Well, that's what I mean. If you enjoy doing something, do it. If you don't.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I like the vlogs. And as I say, regardless of if fucking one person or 1,000 people,
yeah,
like I like it. I actually like doing it. So
yeah. The thing I am again thinking about is actually obviously going and redacting my like views on stuff like, you know.
Yeah, you should.
I think, that's potentially one.
Maybe you should do like a side by side of like you talking then and then you talking now, like you did.
That's a good show. Where I'm like, oh, this is what I used to say. That's
I said this and I was a dickhead, and now
yeah, I know better. So
yeah. Who annoys you more, the logbook bros who make simple movements far too technical, or the reps in reserve gang?
The reps in reserve. Actually, they're equally as annoying, but I think you're going to progress more if you're going to progress more if you like do the logbook.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
You don't see much of the like reps in reserve guys. They're just kind of like, they're type training, but they're not like really vocal about it.
No, I see a lot of guys in the gym not working anywhere near failure, and they're pretty annoying, but they're also usually small. So I don't even fucking.
But they're not saying, "Oh, I'm training in 4 reps in reserve."
No, they're just training like because they don't want to be in pain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they just assume that's how you train.
It's funny, like this to take a leaf out of your book here. Like when this kind of question comes in, I don't really give a fuck. I never spend my time thinking about these people. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah. The only time I'll kind of think about it more is when someone's really far extreme about a view, when they're like, unless you're doing this, you're basically like wasting your time.
Well, like Kuba.
Well, yeah. I mean, when he goes like, unless you're executing every rep perfect, it's like, no, bro. What happened? Like to like last year when you used to say, oh, 7 plates a side deadlift is the way to grow a fucking bigger back.
What about all of the bodybuilders that didn't go into as much detail as him who are better than him?
Yeah.
There's loads. Like, I'm not saying I am. I'm not saying me. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah.
You know?
And when you look at it, really, how much has he really progressed in the time since he's turned pro?
I think he's good. I do. I think he's good. But the way he goes,
how much progress has he made since he turned pro?
I'd need to have a look at his side by side. I don't.
Not a lot.
I don't know. I think he's.
I mean, think about it, right? He was gonna compete in. He was 220 last year. Yeah, he was gonna do classic, but he didn't make weight. So he had to drop like 6 pounds or something. So he didn't make weight. So he ended up competing in open again at 220.
So he's the same body weight.
So he's the same body weight.
But was he leaner?
It doesn't matter if he's leaner. You can't be that much leaner.
Yeah. But if you're the same body weight but leaner, then that definitely.
Bro, if you're 25 or however old he is,
I think he's like
you should be making drastic jumps. You should be making 10-pound jumps.
Yeah, if you're younger, I'll agree. Yeah,
even fucking Nick Walker, that he's like fucking massive. He's probably made he's probably made like a 15-20-pound jump.
Yeah, he's probably. Oh my god, my dog. Just doing my head. Mate, what are you doing? Sorry about that, mate. Fucking hell. Yeah, when you're younger, you can definitely make bigger jumps. Absolutely.
So I think, like, for all the fucking talk in that, he hasn't backed it up a lot, has he? Like,
no, definitely not. Definitely not. But this takes me on to my next one, actually. I feel like this might even be him already. Name a current bodybuilder or influencer you just completely disagree with when it comes to training or anything bodybuilding related. Not a hate question, but interested to hear different opinions.
I wouldn't say completely, because there's always something you can pick from. Some, like, you know, when someone's like, oh, huh? Yeah. Raf. We'll go give him the stuff then. What is it? 2 growth and a decker. You gotta crop that out.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Yeah. What was that? What was
yeah, I don't completely disagree with anyone. Like, there's bits, but like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's always going to be something you like, sort of think, oh, that's fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Even like, I would say for me, if I had to pick, it would be the Physique Collective.
I was literally about to say.
yeah,
me too.
Because like, when it comes to their training, obviously that I would say I don't agree with. But
for me, mate, I know this is really bro, but I don't really give a shit. If you don't have a physique to back it up, I kind of don't really want to hear it. Like, if you're training in that method and you're not big and you're not strong, I don't know, like something don't add up. Like, you need to be if you're someone, for example, let's look at like Chris Aceto, like the first person I thought of. He's not trying to be big. When he was younger, he was a bodybuilder, but now he's not trying to be big. But he still knows. I'm cool with that. But if you're actively trying to be big and you're not doing a certain method, I'll call bullshit.
Chris is different because Chris is a coach, isn't he? So
maybe that was a bad example.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Saying?
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
If it's like, if you're someone that or practice what you preach, but your practice isn't leading you to the result.
Yeah. Exactly. Do you think you have a pro level physique?
I think you do.
My answer would be normally no, but the way that pro cards are handed out now, yeah.
No, it like I think like look, the way you look at the amateur circuit, because that's what you compare yourself to now, right? You look at the amateur circuit. Well, you're one of the best on the amateur circuit, which then qualifies you to have a pro level physique. Whether you'll now go back down to the bottom of the fucking barrel, where you got to climb your way up. Now, whether you got a top pro physique, sure, then you could say no. But
that's it, yeah. So when I think of like a pro level physique in the UK, I think of Hollingshead.
Right. Bro, and even him, he is like, people say he sucks. Like anyone's like, oh, how's Hollinshead gonna do it? They're like, oh, he's gonna do shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what do
know.
you mean? He's like one of the best.
Yeah, in the UK, I'd say he's there or thereabouts the best, isn't he? And he's probably about what 20th in the world, 15th, 20th in the world,
Right?
Yeah,
Top thereabout.
Yeah. Well, when I compare myself to people that obviously not haven't got pro physique, but comparing to against other people who are winning pro cards, maybe,
Yeah.
I reckon so.
Even like Jack Connor, don't you?
Jack Connor, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like you look way better than him.
No, I don't look way better. He is good, and he gets good condition as well.
He gets good condition.
I don't know if I'm way better. I would fancy my chance against him in open. I would, but I don't think I'm way better.
He is thin.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Bro, he's like 6'2" or 6'3". He's fairly taller than me.
He's under 100 kilo, I think, isn't he, on stage?
Yeah. He is small. He
got third in a pro show.
Yeah. It just depends who turns up. Look, I like the guy.
Yeah,
I like him.
That's nice. Yeah, I like Jack.
He's a really nice guy, but call it how it is. He's a shit pro. So I think you could easily beat him.
No, I don't agree with that, but I appreciate you saying it, but I don't think it's easy. I think it's closer than you think.
You've got similar physiques, okay? To the point where you've got the height.
Yeah.
And he might have better quads.
Maybe.
You've got a better back.
He's got better chest. I have to get him up now.
Yeah, let's have a look.
I was about to say, I think I'm going to reserve judgment. Yeah, let me look. Jack Connor. He'll never watch this, but
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not like we're slagging him off. We're just saying.
Yeah, I think I can.
Your glutes are harder. No, do a stage shot.
I don't think he's got better quads than me.
No, actually, I take that back now. Yeah. No, he doesn't. And they're not as lean as yours.
Yeah, I've got more detail than that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
bro, I tell you what though, if you speak to him, yeah, see you've got I'd say you've got a better midsection.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, what were you going to say if you speak to him? What?
If you speak to him, he is one of those people that like you think, how the fuck are you a pro? Like when you talk to him and you ask him like a question, like when you just like general shit, and he's like, I don't know what that is. Like I said to him about like Kuba, like at one point. He said, he goes, what's Kuba?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
He's like, I've never heard of that. He's only been doing it like 2 years or something.
He's only been competing 2 years. No.
Yeah, he turned pro in his second show or something.
Fucking hell, really?
He was telling me, yeah. He hasn't done many shows, that's for sure.
I was just looking at my own front double now compared to his.
Yeah, you beat him in that, 100%. He's got a really long torso. He's a bit like me.
Yeah.
But he is quite thin.
That's the thing with you. You got a long torso and shorter legs.
Yeah.
That's why your legs look bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever there. Thoughts on guys like he's the guy again. Thoughts on guys like Stephen Physique and Corey Fieldhouse, who clearly don't have the structure for classic, changing categories. Do you think their coach should be more honest about they don't suit the category?
I mean, look, I think with Steve, like he clearly hasn't got the size to be an open guy. He's young.
The thing is, it's hard to tell because he's never been conditioned.
This is it.
When you're conditioned, you lose another, what, 10, 15 pounds.
Well, the first year that he competed, I think it was about 200 pounds. And this year he's like, I'm 220. When he kind of said you're going to be 220, well, no way you're going to be 220.
Gain 20 pounds of
yeah,
no.
No chance.
No.
Like, he needs to be 200 pounds again. He's really one of those guys that, like, whether like the person that diets him doesn't know how to diet him properly, but like he looks huge in an off season.
Yeah.
And he comes down and he just like wastes away. I don't know whether that's the training or
some people are like that. They just suit off season better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They in off season they look massive, and then on stage it's a bit like I don't know, a bit underwhelming.
But do you think that's a dieting issue though?
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. Who looks better? Who looks better in an off season compared to a properly dieted down, properly peaked and?
Well, Louis. Louis looks massive in off season, and on stage he's not that big.
I think we'll have to see.
Yeah.
How he looks now.
Louis just look, but you got to admit, he looks very big in off season. He looks good. Like he suits it. His body suits it.
Yeah, carries it well.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He really does. Yeah, but you know, he's been away from the stage for 2 years. So by the time he comes back, maybe he's going to be more. So he's going to be a lot bigger than he was last time. He's got 2 years worth of growing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's going to be like way ahead now. So
yeah. Who else? Can you think of anyone else that looks better on an off season?
I don't know if they look better, but you know, Nate Styles.
Yeah.
Nate Styles is like 340 pounds right now, and he still looks almost the same. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if you saw his most recent.
I've seen it.
Yeah, he doesn't look that much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, his most recent update, I was like,
I just like, I don't know, when I look at him on stage, and it's almost like, yes, like he's got the glutes and he's like lean, but it's like not like the same leanness that you have. Does that make sense?
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly what about. But here's the thing.
It looks soft.
Yeah. So I saw him a few days out in 2021, and he looked soft, but his glutes are in.
Yeah.
But I competed against him in 2017, and he whipped my ass. He was so conditioned. He was like fucking granite. He was.
Yeah.
So I don't know, something about the way he's grown, because he's so big now. You know. He used to be like 240 on stage, and now he's like 280 in like an off season. How does that
work? How do you do that?
I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. It's a bit mad. How can you be 340 pounds, bro?
I know. How? He's not even that tall.
He's the same height as me.
Yeah, but like he's not 6'6". He's not like Josh.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Or Jamie.
But I don't know if he looked. No, I wouldn't say he looks better in that than he did on stage. But he doesn't seem to sacrifice too much shape.
Yeah.
So he's 320 pounds here.
Yeah, that's mental.
That shape at 320.
But yeah, that doesn't look 320.
Yeah.
If you show that to someone, there's probably guys that are like 220 that look like that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about being tall, isn't it? Same as me.
Yeah.
I know that on my own, I don't look like I'm 300 pounds, but then when you stand me next to people.
So when you come in 4 weeks out, you look impressive.
Yeah.
Just because you get that leanness, it's like a different leanness. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think that's genetic, mate. I think that's genetic. The way that people come is genetic. Honestly, I do. Oh, mate. Anyway, we've been talking for over 2 hours. You know that.
Really?
This is going to turn into a you and Dan one again. So,
well, that's how it went. We literally just kept chatting, and it was like gone 1 o'clock, and we were both like, oh.
Mate, yeah. To be honest, I feel like I could easily go way more now. Yeah, I totally get it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we'll wrap it up there, mate.
Yeah.
All right, man. And we'll be back on with another guest. Next one, we got Josh Law in the next one. So
that's cool.
Yeah,
are we going to do that on
Thursday? Thursday if you're free.
Yeah, I can do that.
Right, mate. All right, mate. Nice one.
All right.